What if working harder now would mean more freedom later? That's a question I've been thinking about a lot here lately, and I'm ready to share my thoughts with you. Hey there, it's Michelle. Welcome to my channel. You may recall back in my first video, I told you that I was an author and a librarian. And most recently, I've added bookseller to my list of jobs that I do right now. And so, and I may have also said, and I say it a lot. I sometimes say when somebody asks what I do, for fun, I will reply, I'm a full-time author with a side gig of school librarian. And now I can add a part-time gig of bookseller. But in all honesty, I'm not really a full-time author yet. I am working on it though. That is still my ultimate goal. Ever since I started writing way back when I was in high school, I have wanted to be an author. So here's where I am right now. Monday through Friday, I work at a school. I'm a school librarian at an intermediate school. I spend my time getting students to try and read books. And try is sometimes hard because there's quite a few of them who don't like to read, and that breaks my heart that they aren't growing up with a love of books like I had. So, but I try my best to get them to read. Try to find them a book that they'll read, even if it's a graphic novel or maybe even an audiobook. Some of them do listen to audiobooks. Then when I'm not doing that, I am working as a bookseller at our local bookstore on Friday nights, or late afternoon, I should say, from 4 to 7, I hang out there. And then on Saturdays, I'm working at the bookstore again, usually with another person because there's usually always two of us there. And then Sundays, I finally get to rest. And rest, I'm usually just planning my week in the morning. I'm preparing lunches. I am resting, reading a book, maybe binge watching some YouTube videos that I haven't gotten to watch all week. I do follow quite a few travel vloggers and people like that, so that's my time to catch up. In between all of this, I do my writing and record this video. And so writing is usually Monday through Friday. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I try to do at least an hour before I go to school, or usually two 25-minute Pomodoros. So about 50 to 60 minutes, depending upon how quick I get moving. And then in the afternoon, like right now, it's like almost dinner time here where I am. And so I am recording my YouTube video. And lots of times I'll record it one day, try to get it kind of put together. I'm recording this on my iPhone. I've started using iMovie, so sometimes I can even sit on my phone and do the editing and put the videos into iMovie at least, and then all I have to do is upload it the next day. So I'm constantly doing little things. Wherever I can fit things in is where I put things. But why am I doing this? Well, I have 8 years until I can retire. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to do after this. With the bookseller job, I could probably continue to do that part-time. That is a job I love. But I also love writing. And I'm really starting to enjoy doing these YouTube videos. So I do want to keep writing, obviously. I would like to get myself to the point where I'm writing books a little faster, can release them a little faster. I am working on book 2 right now, for instance. And if I can publish it by the end of the year, I am going to be so happy because that means I published 2 books this year. So that is my aim. But I don't really want to wait until retirement to build all of this. I've got 8 years. I need to start planning now. And I will have to say I've been starting to do that a little bit more because the reality is starting to hit me a little harder. like I already said, I am not full-time yet. I don't know if I'll ever really be full-time because when I think about my author friends, they are, they're full-time, but yet they have a lot of time where they're um, doing other things. I mean, being an author is not just writing the books. We have to market our books. We have to prepare them to publish them even. So if I back it up a little bit, you have to write, you have to get it edited, you have to format it, you have to begin building up that launch time, that all that, and it all takes time. So I suppose, you know, if you take in all that consideration, yeah, you could be full time. You could be working 40 hours a week. Um, and then of course, you know, just trying to build the business. I have quite a few of you out there between my newsletter, my Facebook group, my Facebook page. I'm slowly building this channel, which I will hope will continue to grow as people find my videos. I don't know whether to talk a lot more about the author, what the author life looks like. So if you're interested in that, please leave a comment down below because I'm happy to share more of that. Otherwise, I'll just kind of, I personally, I like doing these reflective videos because I feel like in this day and age, we are so focused on our phones and social media and whatever that we're not really sitting down and thinking about things anymore. When I ask students questions sitting in the library, lots of times they just sit there and look at me because they don't know how to answer my question. And that bothers me. And I feel like I'm getting off on a tangent here, so I'm going to make sure I kind of circle back. But I do like doing these reflective videos like this. So if you like them too, please let me know. Comment down below. Of course, once that retirement hits in a few years, and I have a little bit more freedom, I need to have income, of course. I don't know that I'm going to be able to retire and live on my retirement. And here's the thing too. I live by myself. I don't have a partner. My kids are grown and gone. My parents are getting up there in age. So, you know, what can I do to keep myself entertained, to get myself out of the house and don't make myself such a, what do I want to say, homebody? I do like to get out of the house, I guess is where I'm headed with this. I like to talk to people. So perhaps keeping my bookseller job would be something I could do. But then on the other hand, last week I shared my new car where I could go car camping. So eventually I would like to do some of that too. So, you know, there's that. I want to have more control over my time. And I think, but like this summer though, when I think back to, I started working at the bookstore back in May. Actually, Mother's Day was my first day. And I've been working part-time since then. I worked there all summer. I didn't do my other summer job from the year before, which I won't even talk about here. But I was working, I don't know, 10 to 15 hours a week, and just making some extra money, which I'm going to be able to continue to do now that school started again. So, but I had a lot of time, and I do kick myself sometimes that I didn't make more of my time. But sometimes our brains need a break from everything. And last year, it was a little rougher school year, probably one of the rougher ones that I've had. So, and it wasn't necessarily school. It was just me dealing with everything. Sometimes I have one of those kind of years where things don't go, the way I hoped. I'm sure we can all relate to that. Anyway, so more freedom to make choices, to be able to travel. I have my dogs. I want to be able to do things. I would love to get out and do some more road tripping, but I need the income, and I can't necessarily, I lost my train of thought. I hate it when I do that. But anyway, I don't know. This question here, it's like, it's a hard one, knowing that you're working so much. And sometimes, and maybe some of you out there could relate to this. Maybe you're working 6 days a week, like I am. Maybe you're working 7 days a week and you never see a break unless you are sick or something. Or you just finally take a day off because you're starting to burn out. And I've dealt with burnout. I think that's the reason for a while I wasn't writing books, because I had written so many, and published so many little short nonfiction books. I burned myself out. And I think over even the last few years here, when I've gotten into the sweet romance, I've kind of done that too. So time is very important to me. Rest is very important to me. So that's why I'm very strict with myself now, to making sure that I am resting on Sundays. So now I get back to my original question. Can working harder give me the freedom I need later? I don't know. I'm still kind of working this all out myself. And I hope you guys will kind of think about this question and give me your thoughts. Tell me down below in the comments. Are you guys in a situation like I am right now? Or maybe you haven't been. Maybe you could offer a little advice on how I can make this work better. Not that it's bad. It's not bad at all. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm like sliding everything, and like, sliding my writing in there, sliding the YouTube in there. And that's what I really want to be doing. And someday I can, I know, but I just have to push through the next few years to get there. All right, that's it for this week. I hope you guys will like my video. I hope you guys will subscribe if you liked what you did see today. And of course, you can always comment below, because I love hearing from you. And one more thing before I go. If you are wanting to get a taste of what my reading is, or my writing is like, I should say, down below in the links, I have shared a free novella that you can get. It's a, I don't know, 32,000 word book that kind of introduces you to the town, a couple of my characters, and gives you a feel for what my writing is like. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. You just have to go to the link, click on it, download your book, and it's yours. And you'll be a part of my newsletter then. See you next week.